Yo, yo, yo. What is up? What is up, gang? Oh, it's your best buddy, OCD Mikey, sitting over here in the ATL. Uh, had to do an early show today, because I forgot that we've got we're going to go see music. We're going to see a music show tonight. And that happens at 8 o'clock. So I was going to be gone. So I decided, hey, I'll just do my live stream early instead of blowing it off. And oh, yeah, wait, today was Sunday. I forgot. This is the day that I blow off. I'm not supposed to do Sunday scheduled. Um, but I forgot all about it. And I'm so used to doing it on Sunday that I just got it all ready. I normally could blow off this one, and actually this will not be a normal scheduled thing. The Wednesday night at 9 p.m. is the normal scheduled thing. So, but anyways, since I've got you all here, I'm going to go ahead and do a show to talk, because it's going to be before Wednesday. And this is the road trip, man. I've got the East Coast. Hang on. I've got the East Coast. Hello. Okay. I got to try and pull this down a little bit, man. I got to go in there and monkey with this stuff and get this all dialed in. I should put my tube mic pre on this baby. I already got a freaking a Neumann microphone. I should put my tube microphone pre on there. Oh, I got to show you something. Okay, everybody hold on. I'm going to be right back because I got to show you something. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let me unclip this baby. I'll pull it up here in a second. But I had to at least get it in the room with me, so it's at easy access. I've got to start making my list too. Find my pad here. Where is my damn leather thing? There it is. Okay, I got to start making my list here of everybody that I am going to see when I head north. I've already got, and I'm bringing an MPD-8 to compare with some people. One guy's got a Weiss, somebody else has a something else. We're going to show them how much better the MPD-8 is. Because I'm on the way, right? I'm on the way. If I know you, whatever, and you think the MPD-8 is better than what you got and you'll buy it if it's better, then I'm going to stop by for free and plug it in. So let's see. We're on the way up to the show. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Kevin in Charlotte. We got, maybe I won't say all these names. Somebody in Jersey. Jamie in Jersey. I've got Nick in Brooklyn. And we might go to Peter frickin' Luga. And Nick in Brooklyn. I've got Malcolm in Connecticut. Maybe I'll get a helicopter ride from Malcolm. Malcolm in Connecticut. Who else? Wes in Connecticut. Wesley, Connecticut. And Mark in Connecticut. So if anybody else is on the way up there, on the East Coast, Mikey's doing a road trip, and I will have Fisher and Fisher. If they don't sell at the show, I'll have Fisher and Fisher 370s. They'll probably sell in Jersey. I've got somebody that wants to check them out that I think they'll be great for them. But anyways, if you guys are on the thing, I will bring an AA DAC. I'm going to bring the Playback Designs DAC and streamer. I'll have some things. And if anybody wants me to bring any of the special stuff from my purge, my special private collection, I can put whatever fits into the truck and bring it up. I got a full-size SUV. So look at Boston already cheering up the Patriots. Mikey, if traveling up I-95, you can stop at Buc-ee's for fuel and food. Have a safe trip. Yeah, I'm not that much of a Buc-ee's guy, dude. I'm not going to go eat that pulled pork shit. My gal loves it. She loves to stop at Buc-ee's, but I kind of go in there and go, feeding station. It's a cool place, but it's like the truck stop for the herd, man. Hey, John V, go Pats. Look at that. Somebody else. We got another Patriots fan. Costa says Cape Cod, Mass. Yes. Okay. I've never been out to the Cape, man. I doubt I'm going to go up as high as Mass. John from Malden, if anyone interested to Mustard and Johnson, if anybody even knows who they are. Nope. Yo, Mikey and Tribe, what's up, Blackbird? Guess what I saw today? I saw the Lakers, the LA Lakers. I was at a client's place in the Four Seasons, and that's where they stay when they come into town. So I was like, what are all these people doing out here? And then I saw all these super tall black dudes, and I'm like, okay, it's definitely an NBA team. I didn't even know who it was. Like, I don't even know how to recognize who they are. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's the Lakers. No wonder everybody's all like cuckoo over trying to get signatures and shit out front. But I did a short video showing a rig that I did. And the coolest thing about that rig was I made him a custom rack. It's badass. I used to do shit like that. Like, people would just hire me, and then whatever they needed, I'd take care of it to a total custom level. It's just because I know how to design and build shit, right? So this rack was badass. It's the most strongest rack you've ever seen in your life. 3/4 inch plate glass. It's in my short videos. 3/4 inch plate glass, like 1.25 inch stainless steel legs, solid stainless steel. It was wicked. I mean, total killer. To get me to do that nowadays probably wouldn't happen. Probably wouldn't. You'd have to spend over $200K or more, and then I'd get to that level of bespoke creating shit for you in your own house. But I can do it. I can certainly do it. And so it's a cool thing to look at. Anyway, so I'll be headed up. We will be leaving next week early, and I'll be headed up to Capital Audio Fest, bringing the AGD and the Fisher & Fisher 370s. So make sure to come into room 744 and see the Fisher & Fisher and the AGD stuff with Alberto. And it is going to be a cool thing. And you'll be able to hear all this that I'm talking about. I had a couple guys come on Friday one guy was local. He had his brother in from California, and these guys came in and listened to the rig, and they shit themselves, quite honestly. Like, they were beside themselves. They couldn't believe how it sounded. It was I didn't do a video, but I could have done a video. That would have been kind of fun. But they were like, they've never heard anything like it. Oh my God, I've never heard anything. I've never heard. One guy was a saxophone player. He said, I've never heard anything sound so clean and tight. I've never heard bass this tight. And with this amount of presence, and that's what my rig does. And that's what I create for people. So yeah, I got a question from John. Can you explain why a 2A3 set amp is regarded so highly? Okay, so a couple things. It would depend which 2A3 set amp. Okay, so if you get some cheap ass Chinese 2A3 set amp, it's not going to be regarded that highly. It's just going to be like, oh, okay, you got into 2A3 on a nickel. We're happy for you. Which is cool, which is fine. I remember a guy, me saying, here's an example. I said to a guy, single-ended triode is the cream of the crop, right? Okay, so SET means single-ended triode. Those are the cream of the crop of the tube amps. Okay, they just are the most magic. Okay, single-ended triode, and then 2A3 is the type of tube. So there's many different designations of single-ended SET amps, and they would all preface with what tube it is. So you'd have a 300B SET amp, you'd have a 845 SET amp, and I happen to say 845 was phenomenal SET amp, blah blah blah. Well, this guy didn't even ask any questions. He just went and bought a Chinese SET amp off like Temu or some shit for like $1,500. And I'm like, dude, no. That's not how this shit works. It's not just that tube that makes it good. Just like it's not that chip, a certain Burr Brown chip that makes it good, or even a certain circuit style, a R2R DAC. They're not all the same, man. And not all 2A3 set amps are the same. So depending who makes it would depend on how highly regarded it is, right? And the reason people like it, it's like a subset. Okay. So it's just it is a certain vacuum tube. Some people like the 2A3. It's a couple watts. It's like 3 watts. And then you put it with some really sensitive speakers and you have 2A3 sound. Now, 2A3 sound to me is limited in many ways. I like forceful, impactful, slam. Okay. I like to feel the bass. When the kick drum hits, I want it to be like I'm at a show, like the kick drum seizes the air in the room, and that's what I want in my listening space. Now, for a 2A3 or typical set amps that are a couple watts, you can, typically they're going to put subwoofers with them and super tweeters and to try and get the most, because typically a 2A3 would be used with a full range driver, back folded horn to try and get more bass. And then you either add a sub and a super tweeter to try and make it what I use, right? So it's like, it's a weird thing. The only way I'm using a 2A3, the only way I use 300Bs and that kind of thing is with no subwoofer, no super tweeter, just one driver and one tube, and be purist about it. And then just listen to your stuff. And it doesn't have all the bass, and if it doesn't have all the sizzle on the highs, you just deal with it, because that's the type of sound it has. So what I'm getting at is a 2A3 set amp and its speakers that work with it is a pigeonholed type of listening. It is a certain type of listening that does not cover all genres of music in a full tilt boogie fashion. It's seductive and it's nice, and it's kind of like, it's like this watch. Okay, a JLC. It's this is not, man. I bang this thing. I'd have to flip it around. But it's somewhat delicate. It's not like a heavy duty tool watch. So it's delicate. Now you can't listen to this, right? So it's going to tell time the same as the other. But when we look at audio, a 2A3 is going to be a delicate, sort of have a seductive sound. It's going to draw you in. You're going to have to listen to it and go into its world, rather than a big, like my system, where you don't have to go into its world. It comes into your world. Like it dominates your senses. Whereas the 2A3 and everything, you're going to come to it, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to understand unless you've experienced it. But a 2A3 is just a delicate single-ended triode. It's fun for people to play with the tubes and change them out and all that kind of stuff. So 2A3 is kind of regarded. God, I wish I had a really good metaphor or whatever to put it into perspective. It's just like it's like it's nuance. It's nuance, and it's delicate with nuance, but it's not going to kick ass. Okay. I mean, but to some people, maybe nuance is kick ass. What's up, Andy? Good to see you, buddy. How did that dry aged ribeye you cooked up end up tasting? It was very good. It was great, man. It was a big one, man. And that was a lot of meat. So I shared it with my lady, and we shared that thing. It was delicious, man. Really, really good. The more I eat beef, however, my tastes are a little bit changing in a weird way. I used to like big fat steaks. I used to like big, like amounts of food, like American style, a big ass plate of food. I don't like that so much anymore. I would rather have smaller portions and just more decadent level, higher level, smaller portion. So at the same time, you might have seen one of my shorts the other day. I had a Japanese A5 filet mignon. And it's little, man. It was like it was a third of a pound, 60. Yeah, it was a third of a pound. So whatever that is in ounces, it was this big and it was this thick. It wasn't that thick, right? And that stuff is so much flavor packed into one little thing that little steak was like all I could eat. There's no way I'm eating more. It's too much. But I'd rather have steak at a wicked high level in a small amount than like that wicked fat dry aged ribeye. That dry aged ribeye was the same damn price. That was $60 too. Each of those steaks was $60. One was this big, and this thick. The other one was a honker and this thick, and they definitely taste different. So yeah, it was really good, but my tastes are changing. Today we had French food. We had like a crab cake, a wicked crab cake. Okay. So I had crab cakes the other night with somebody. I love crab cakes, but I like them to be real. When you say lump crab, give me freaking lump crab. Don't say lump crab when it's fucking claw meat, or whatever, some little breaded piece of shit. And the second you see two crab cakes and it's under $20, they're going to be shitty crab cakes. I can just about guarantee it, unless you're at like Ma and Pa place right on the water and you know where to get the wicked true lump crab cakes, and it's right where they come off the water, so you get a good price. But typically speaking, anywhere in any restaurant, if you get two crab cakes and they're under $20, they're not going to be that good. Today we had a single crab cake, a lump crab cake at this French place, $28 for a single crab cake. This mofo was the shit. Like, this was world-class level crab cake, zero bread at all, no filler, just straight lump crab, but made with a sauce like I don't know, it's French, so it's not Creole, but it reminded me a little bit of remoulade. But there wasn't any cayenne in there, but something held it together. And then there was like a Dijon sort of or like a mustard. There was mustard seeds and stuff in this sauce that it sat on, and then some little like dill and some little greens on top. But it was incredible. Then we had some chicken liver pate and a terrine, and a little French onion soup, which I'm not going to order ever again because it got too much cheese. I forgot how much cheese is in that. It's disgusting. It's just like a gob of cow snot in there. It's just like, ugh. I used to love it, but I had it tonight and I was like, I'm never ordering that again. And then what was the other thing we got? An endive salad with gorgonzola, walnuts, and some apple, like Granny Smith apple, in like a creamy vinaigrette. That was freaking phenomenal. And endive, they're like those little scoop things, so you can scoop up the stuff and then eat it. So it's like a transport device, right, for the rest of the salad, which was like a sort of a diced thing. But man, so a little bit like that, and we shared everything, and it was enough. Then we had a coffee in the end. And yeah, we did do a little teeny bit of dessert. Normally I'll blow off dessert, but we did it because we were living on the edge. Little chocolate, flourless chocolate tort with some a mousse ball on top, which was it was good, man. It was very good. So yeah, I'm into food. Craig also likes quality food over quantity, for sure. Audiophiles seem to like Deckware amps with little watts, which lean towards Sonic Bliss versus Slam. Thoughts? Whatever floats your boat, whatever floats your boat, man. My company is called 11 Stereo for a reason. It's because I go to 11. That means I go further than Max, Mikey, just in general. If you want to start like being funny with me and communicating, we're riffing back and forth with jokes, I will always take the joke one farther. I will always go one higher level than pretty much anybody else. Okay. It's just my thing. Ever since I'm little, it's been, I go one farther, I'm the guy that ends the whole deal. Right. And so with my audio systems, I like audio systems that can't peter out. You cannot run them out. Okay, a Deckware little amp with little watts and little speed, you'll run that fucker out if you turn it up. You're gonna just, it's gonna squeal. You're gonna know it. It's gonna distort. It's gonna be like for shit if you turn it up. It's not gonna do anything. I like the rigs that when you turn that shit up, you're like, mother effer, like what the hell, like this is like I mean, where grown men giggle. Like I had two grown men giggling giddy over what I was doing with my audio system. I like the same shit with my motorcycles, with my cars, with whatever. I want that shit to be like over the top, max overkill, you know? And the reason the overkill is like that is not because I'm overkill all the time. It's because I want the ability to go to 11 when needed. And these guys were sitting, listening. We had it at like maybe 80, 90 dB. And they were they were they were like, oh, this is great, man, incredible, like best thing I've ever heard. And I said, can I turn it up? And they're like, shit, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. I'm like, you asked for it. And then I turned it up, and then they almost fell out of their chair. The guy was over on his side, like giggling, like looking at his buddy. They're like, what the hell? Oh my God, I can't believe. Like it was. And that for me is fun. That's worth it to do that, to show people what is possible. My system cannot be run out. A Deckware amp, you can peter that thing. You turn it up probably past half volume, and it is going to break up and break apart and distort and sound like complete shit. Okay, it only sounds good when you keep it in its little linear area of operation, and then you don't max it out. But if you get excited, you know, and you've got AC/DC on, or you've got some rock and roll music on, you know, or even a big dynamic crescendo classical music, and you turn it up and that timpani hits, those little amps are going to shit the bed, bro. They're going to shit the bed. And I don't want that, you know, so it's not my thing. I could sell little amps with little power and those you know, what do you say? Real sensitive speakers. It's not my style. It's not my style. My style is not, you know, that way. I'd rather have it full tilt to the max. So that's what it is. But if you are somebody that listens to jazz vocals, you never listen loud, you're in an apartment, you're a gentle soul, you don't have any radical rebel in you or whatever, you know what I mean? You just want to listen calmly and peacefully and mellow, and vocals and female vocals and jazz saxophone, or God forbid you like contemporary jazz, one of my least favorite genres, elevator music. And I'm not dissing anybody who likes it. I just don't like the music. But if you like it, I still love you. Okay. Then maybe a little Deckware amp playing contemporary jazz in the background with, you know, it's perfect for you. And you're like stoked, but not for me. So it's not my thing. So hopefully that helps you understand the distinction between little tube amps and the bigger stuff, you know, and it doesn't necessarily have to be more expensive. Like I have amps at $6,000 that you'd be hard pressed to peter them out. You'd be really hard pressed. The other thing that I want to talk about was Fisher and Fisher speakers, while we're on the subject of petering out, because people sort of wonder, well, what's the deal between where do I pick what Fisher and Fisher I get? And typically it just is, how loud do you want to play and how big is the room? Okay. If you want to have a speaker that you're not going to run out, you know, it's either going to be 470 or 570. Probably 570 is absolutely sure. Even with wicked retarded bass stuff, you're not going to run a 570 out. Anything above 570, you're going to start, you know, getting into the oh my effing G, you know, range, you know. So, oh, by the way, another announcement. I'm going to have potentially 2 extra MPD8s before March. I was able to pull a few strings. I have 2 right now, MPD8s that are surprise MPD8s that do not have a name on them, and I just found out about them, so they're open to the market. Brand new MPD8s, ret to go. So I want to make that announcement. What else? Yeah, I wanted to talk about Fisher and Fisher's not running out, and just generally talking about systems not running out. If you can run your system out, if that's okay with you, that's fine. I prefer to build systems that you can't run them out. You can't run the speakers out. You can't run the amps out. They will play louder than you're willing to listen. Then you're good. And it's just like having a car that goes faster than you're willing to drive, or a motorcycle that's faster than you're willing to go. You'll never run it out of its max potential. And that is always the best situation for me. So that means you have an amplifier that is way more than your speakers can handle, okay? Because then your amp never runs out, okay? Then it's only limited by the speaker. And the speaker, it's better to have an amp that's too powerful to overpower a speaker than an amp that's not powerful enough to clip and distort and blow your speaker. You'll blow your speaker with the less powerful amp way faster than you'll blow the speaker with the too powerful amp. The too powerful amp, when you have a too powerful amp on a speaker, it just bottoms out and you hear it go pop and it hits but it doesn't break, but you hear it smack and you're like, oh shit, I just hit the max excursion on my drivers. And you hear it and it doesn't break it. But if you have, if you got to turn it down, of course, the second you hear that, you turn it down a little bit. You can't full tilt, keep it going like that. But it won't just instantly. But if you have an amp that's underpowered and you're running that amp at 10 and into its total distortion and it clips, that square wave will damage a speaker. Okay. You definitely don't want to be underpowered. You always want to be overpowered with your amplifier for sure. Okay. And there's a difference between real watts and shit watts, right? The shit watts are the kind that you get at the swap meet, where the amp is like 2,000 watts and it's like a $500 amp with 2,000 watts. Those are definitely not the kind of watts that you want. You want the amps that are $10,000 and 100 watts. That's a much better type of wattage than the former. So I will make that clear. Daniel, hello tribe, and Mikey, your favorite songs to set bass response. Well, I know ones that are like Thanks to You, Boz Scaggs is a great one for that. Again, Thanks to You by Boz Scaggs, Bozscaggs. Thanks to You. That one has a lot of low bass. Another one is Sunshine of Your Wub instead of Sunshine of Your Love by what is it? Let me see. Let's see. Oh, or Sunshine of, maybe it's Your Dub. No, let me see Wub, because I think it's Wub. Yuki. Okay, that's right. Okay. So the band is Yuki, like cookie, COOK, but YOOKIE. Sunshine of Your Wub, WUB. Okay. That thing will, I mean, that's a total test to see what your system's capable of. You will absolutely know, is my system going to shit the bed with bass? That will tell you right there. And you got to be careful with it. Don't turn it up too loud, because you'll smell something burning, and it's going to be a speaker coil, melting. So those are two good bass tracks. What are some others? Here's another one with good solid bass. It's Donald Fagen, Morph the Cat. Okay. Great one for bass. And this is good studio bass, tight bass, great recording. Sunshine of Your Wub is like electronic retardo bass, right? Like super low bass drive, like car audio shit, right? Morph the Cat is studio recorded very well, and a real solid studio bass. So clean bass, but definitely deep frequency and high level in the mix too. It's really kind of trippy. So those three, I'll give you those three. Donald Fagen, Morph the Cat, Wookie, or no, Yookie, Yookie, Sunshine of Your Wub, and Boz Skaggs, Thanks to You. Those are three great bass response tunes to check your bass response and see what is up with it. Okay. Anybody else that wants to me to come by on my way up through? And again, I'm dropping this. If I would have done this at 9, I would have had my normal audience. But because I'm doing this early and it's a total surprise, I got about half of my audience that would normally watch. But any of y'all watching this later, because some of y'all are going to be watching this tonight and tomorrow, get in contact with me at 11stereo.com. This live stream is brought to you by 11 Stereo. That is my company. You can call me 415-484-5121. And I set up audio systems. I sell hi-fi. If you don't know that already, I'm a well-known audio dealer with the best policy in the business in terms of making sure that you are taken care of. Give me a thumbs up as a way to support the content. I appreciate that. 11stereo.com is the website. I can give you a free consultation if you're considering purchasing something. I'm happy to talk you through it. And typically, I am the type of seller that takes your system under. And if your system isn't kicking ass, then I feel like I've failed. And in fact, after I'm done with people, their system is kicking ass. So I've got a perfect track record of making people's systems kick ass. And if you have problems in your room or whatever, or with your power or radio transmissions or whatever, I can help you work through all that crap. So anyways, what else? So yeah, so we'll be there. I will be there with my posse at the audio show. And we will be having dinners and having fun, smoking cigars, and I won't be driving the Ferrari to the show because I can't carry speakers. Can't carry speakers in a damn Ferrari. I don't have a Ferrari yet, but we'll see. You know what? I feel the same way as a lot of people right now. You only freaking live once, so get your audio system that you want. Let your damn kids figure out how to make their own money. You know, you don't need to leave them anything. Because mine didn't. My folks didn't leave me. My mom, God bless her soul, left a little teeny bit for my brother and I, whatever she had, which was not much. And then my dad pretty much didn't. I'm not a kid that was born with a trust fund or with a big inheritance whatsoever. I didn't get shit from my dad, and I got, a little teeny bit from my mom. God bless her, But so I had to do it all myself. And so look, the kids now have a lot of tools to make money. They can use AI and all the tools to figure out businesses. They can hustle way better than we could in our day and age. It was a lot harder for us to do it. And the hard work does pay off. Cheers, smoke a lot of potamus. So anyways, what do we got? I'm going to yap for about, I don't know, 25 more minutes, unless nobody has anything. I might cut out early, but we're going to go to a show. Mainly, I just wanted to tell you all, I've got a road trip going up the East Coast. So, and I don't make trips to people's homes otherwise. Okay. So to make this clear, I used to say, you can fly me in and I'll set up your rig and do all that shit. I don't do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't have the time to do that anymore, the desire to do that anymore. So I don't do that anymore. But if I am in your local area, like you are in Maryland, you're somewhere on the way between Maryland and Connecticut, and you're on the way, you're not out of the way. I can come by, I'll do it if I'm on the road, if I'm in your area, but I'm not going to jump on a plane and spend days, a day traveling to get to somebody just so I can make a couple grand setting up your rig. And it's not about the money, it's more about my time. I prefer to spend my time with family than running around working my whole life away. So that's that. But if I'm in your area, I will show up. I will listen to your rig. Sometimes people want me to just listen to the rig and give my opinion. If you've bought from me before, chances are I'll come by at no charge. If you've never bought from me before, depends how much out of my way it is, whether I'll want a little fee for my time, a couple $100, whatever. If you want me to set up your rig while I'm on the road and in your room, $500 to set up the rig. I'll give you a couple hours of my time. That's that. Otherwise, I'll come by and hang out. Especially if it's somewhere where I'm going to set up for the night. Like it's somewhere where I think on the way up, I'm going to stop in Greensboro on the first night, and we're not going to go all the way. I don't really feel like driving 10 hours in one run. So that's near Charlotte, I think, Greensboro. And then we'll head up to DC, and then we'll continue up. We'll probably go up to Jersey next. I'll stay in Jersey, up near the bridge with Jamie. I might stop in South Jersey on the way up for a little stop at someone's place. Then maybe head over to Brooklyn for Nick, do a little pita frickin' Luga, and then or something, man. I mean, Manhattan's got endless yummy things to eat. And then head up to Connecticut, Mystic, Connecticut. So that will be cool. That I've never been to Mystic, and I'll hang out with Mark. And look at this cheap ass shit. Unbelievable. Here's a prime example. This thing's probably made in China. Of course it is. I bought it many years ago before I had, a thing against buying Chinese product. But this gives you an example, just the quality of things in general, Okay, here's a thing. I bought it. It was nice. This was pretty red and gold, and it was a nice lined, thing with one of these, whatever, like a journal or whatever. What I just started doing was scraping off. I can scrape off the cover of this damn leather. It just comes right off into little balls. It's complete utter shite. It's just, I'm so sick of shit like that, man. So sick of product that is just shit product, man. Like, what is up with that? Back in the day, you'd never get that. 1950s, you bought one of these, the thing would still be around, no matter where it came from. It's just like this day and age, everybody's just trying to use the cheapest shit quality materials possible. Now, today, when I went to my client's place, I have to share something with you. This is something that I would like to share with you in terms of quality and how high quality and the difference. And this is going to parlay into hi-fi, into watches made by Jaeger LeCoultre. Jaeger LeCoultre. I'm not French. I'm not going to try and say it. It's Swiss, whatever the hell. You know what it is, JLC. Okay. Handmade shit, right? We're talking about handmade things. We're talking about highest level. We're talking about when you buy things and you just want high quality. You're sick of this level bullshit, junk, throw out shit, right? Well, in Japan, they have something called shiburi, which is the hand making things with great intent, great awareness, amazing passion. And they do it for the most little things. I noticed it when I went to Japan and I was watching an old man sweeping a parking lot at the grocery store, and he was doing it with such pride. And then I started paying attention to everybody doing their jobs. And I was like, everybody here, it seems like they take their jobs total pride. They're giving 100% of themselves in everything they do. That is unlike America, land of the half-ass, right? Or China, land of the don't give a fuck, right? So he gave me a gift, and it was so incredible that I thought I've got to share it with my tribe. I've got to show you guys. And this is how I like to buy things, and how it says parlays into high-end audio. So here's what this is. This is a handmade box. Okay. That is hand put on there with a brush and some ink, right? I can't remember exactly what that character stands for. It's stamped. Okay. It's stamped on the back, probably with the name of the maker. On one side, you have a stamp here, which shows you which end to put together, because this box is handmade, so it only fits together one way. And this helps you to know which end to put on this side, so you don't try and close it when it's not the proper way. This family has been doing this for 300 years. 300 years. It's got to be what, 4 generations, 5 generations? And what they do is inside here. And you're not going to believe this. Okay, so I'm going to go in and pull this open, and look what we have in here. What is that, you say? What is it, you say, in those little things? These are these little things. What is that? Can anybody guess? I'll tell you what it is. Look at this. Do you see that? What do you think this is? Look, you can see this is, I will pull it out, an effing hand. I'm going to say the F word right now, so plug your ears if you don't like this. A hand fucking carved toothpick. What the F? This is a handmade toothpick. Handmade toothpick. It's got the stamp on back, the same, looks like the same stamp that they had on the back of the box. It's got this little beautiful little folded thing with Japanese characters on it. This little, and the toothpick goes in there, and this is handmade, man. Somebody sat there and shaved a sliver and got this thing perfect. They're square. All of them are nearly identical. Toothpicks, handmade toothpicks, 300-year craft, made in Japan, handmade box, hand fit, unfreaking believable. Okay, so what this is symbolic. It isn't about, oh, it's only a toothpick. Okay, if you're thinking that, wake up. Okay, open your brain. What this is symbolic, that there are still humans in the world that give a shit enough, that are passionate enough, that have enough honor and love for something, that they make toothpicks to this level. Something, a totally insignificant, typically, that you wouldn't think, an insignificant thing, a freaking toothpick, but made at this level. Are you effing kidding me? Okay, this is beauty. This is beautiful. This is artisan craftsmanship, something you just don't effing see in the United States. And I'm not making a pitch for Japan or whatever. There are probably other things that they make in United States that are this level too. Maybe it's some sort of, gears for transmission for an automotive or whatever. I have no freaking idea. Hand blown glass goblets or something, whatever. There's got to be something in America that they do, but this is called shiburi. And that is something that is done with a very high level in Japan. And they do it with everything, with paper. They make their own paper, their own stationery. They dye clothing in using dyes from plants that have been like hundreds and hundreds of, maybe thousands of years old, the techniques of dyeing fabrics. And they do that. They make silken cloths and things that are woven silken cloths that are weaved on ancient machines. That is epic. This is what high-end audio is about for me, this handcrafted level. Okay. And it's not just some freaking Chinese piece of shit that 10 years, the leather is going to just freaking scrape apart because it's shitty leather, and it's some shitty, God knows what kind of covering it is on there, but it's probably toxic and, cancerous or whatever, but they just don't give a shit. So there's a different level of integrity between these two things. Totally different level of integrity. One is just shit to pump down your throat and just make profit. One is honor and sharing passion and love with you that you can behold and come into the moment just by looking at a toothpick. You can be so zen, brought into the moment of right now just by observing a toothpick with this kind of shit. And it's the same with the audio. You can be brought into the moment and so intimate with music, with gear that is made by passionate people like Andreas Koch, like Jeff Rowland, like Alberto Guerra. They are this kind of crafter. And then you can go out and say, oh, I love my fucking chi-fi, whatever, your, what is that shit called? The DAC, I don't even remember because it's not important to me, but the chi-fi shit, whatever it is, Terminator, Denafrips. Here's your Denafrips. Okay, this is how Denafrips manufactures shit. Here's how Roland manufactures shit. Denafrips, Roland, I'm not going to, I can't think of a cheap Chinese tube amp, but, Nat Audio. This is Nat Audio stuff right here, handmade, one of a kind. Okay, so you decide what you want in your life. You decide what kind of experience you want in your life. Do you want to pull out a book to use that's falling apart? Or do you want to pull out a toothpick to use, that is handcrafted and you can, and the spirit of the creator is imbued into each and every toothpick? It's a whole different mindset, okay? Same with this watch, a handmade watch, made in Switzerland, made by a craftsman. These aren't punched gears. These gears that are in here, these little gears that are in there, are not stamped out of a machine or laser cut. They're filed by hand with a little file. A jeweler sits there, or a horologist sits there and makes these parts for these things and then puts them together. So it's a different level of buying. And it's just, what do you want in your life? What do you wish to have in your life? And it doesn't mean that that you have to go spend a whole bunch of money. It just means you have to seek and find the artisan stuff. Well, that's what I do. I go and I seek and I find you guys the artisan level hi-fi, and that's what I sell. I sell artisan level things, period. Okay. And if I was ever to sell other things, they would be of the same level. This would be, if I had toothpicks on my website, these are the toothpicks I would sell, because it's like sharing an experience with you guys. It's not about making money. It's about bringing you something that gives you an experience of the moment and the sublime beauty within human creation, such as music, such as artisan fabricated products. It's a trip, bro. It's bringing you into Mikey's trip, okay? And some trips are different, man. Some trips are just the cheap trip. Do you want the bathtub crack, or do you do you want the good frickin' opium, straight Chinese, white dope, whatever? I don't know how to make the comparison, but you know what I mean. It's either the good shit or the shit. So let me answer a couple of these because I've been going off for a little while. Thanks for the free advice and info. It gives us all a reference on which route to take on our audiophile journey. Absolutely. And if you want, I discovered a lot of those things. I have speakers made at this level in Japan. Okay. They're called Feastrex. Do yourself a favor and go on and look up FEASTREX drivers. And I have field coils made. Okay. Just to give you an example, the cone itself is made from mulberry paper, washi paper. Okay. And then look up washi paper and look how like one place makes it in all of Japan. They've made it for the last 500 years, washi paper. Then find out what urushi lacquer is. Okay. You'll find one family that makes like urushi lacquer, and they hand down the tradition. And that's the lacquer that goes onto the paper, okay, of these drivers. And then the surround is not rubber surround. It's not a folded, fabric surround. It's freaking Napa kid leather from like a goat. It's leather. The surround is freaking leather. Okay. The coil that you use, it's not round wire that goes like this that has gaps in between. It's square wire. See if I don't have two square things to fit together. But if you put two square things together and you wrap a wire around a magnet, it fits much tighter together. There's no air spaces like there is with round wire. So you get a better, stronger Gauss on the magnet, a stronger magnetic field, which always makes a better driver. Okay. And there's just all these little things right down to every little thing inside these speakers. In fact, you open them up and look in the back, and inside the drivers are inside the cabinets to deal with the air, and to damp the inside, they'll put foam or whatever they put inside. This has little strings with origami hanging. So I go in the back and I've got washi paper origami things hanging in the inside of the speaker to take up vibration. I'm like, dude, this is insanity level. Shiburi, in these speakers. I can't use them, man. Somebody who has appreciation for craft needs to call me up and buy these Feastrex drivers. And I have Tungar power supplies. Again, it's a whole nother trip. You go into these vacuum tube power supplies to power the field coil, much better than just the solid state. And you can rarely find those Tungar power supplies. Call me for this stuff because I collect on this level, and I have my collection that is up for sale right now. And I don't have a list because the collection is too important to just put on a fucking spreadsheet and have it on a website somewhere. That's how people sell widgets, right? These are things that I need to talk with you and find out if you are the proper buyer. Most of you would be if you have the passion to ask about it and find out if it's going to the right home. I need to put it in the right home. It needs to be proper for your setup, not you just guessing that it's right for your setup. That's what happens when I've just got them on a website for sale. You can just click and buy and you don't even talk to anybody. Might be totally the wrong choice for you. Okay. I don't sell like that. I need to talk to you. So anyways, this is James obviously knows JLC. He knows it's the watchmaker's watchmaker. This is what they call this brand. Okay. Because when you go into the watch shops, the guys that are running the fucking watch shops, that own the watch shops, use JLC watches. Okay. It's the guys that work at the watchmakers. While they're working and building their watches, they're wearing JLCs. That's what they call this is called the watchmaker's watch. The watchmaker's watchmaker, or the watchmaker's watch. So James knows his shit. He's a watch guy. Cheaper products because people often complain about prices. Well, fuck, what do you want to buy? Do you want to buy a good price or do you want to buy a good product? Take your pick. Buy a fucking low price or buy a good product. That's all I can say. I'm with you. I would rather have quality over quantity. There you go. But that's not the norm. Well, I'm here to educate people. I think people don't know about the high quality shit, because unless you're taught, you have no idea. James just said he knows this is the watchmaker's watch. He had to be taught that. Nobody tells you that a JLC is the watchmaker's watch, okay? Or the watchmaker's watchmaker, right? Nobody tells you that shit. You need to learn it. So I'm here to teach you about high-level shit and what's made really good. And in hi-fi, there isn't that many, okay? But I happen to carry them. So, of course. Yeah, bamboo, right? So do you know rolling papers? Bamboo. Rice paper. No gum, okay? That's the best one. And you lick it and you tear it so all the little fibers come out, and then you can put it on there and it sticks and it doesn't need any gum, and you're not smoking gum. You're smoking pure rice paper club papers. Those are the best rolling papers. I even know rolling papers, which ones are the best. Hey, Mikey, can you rank tubes in terms of their influence on the sound of a set amp, rectifier, driver, and power? Power, of course, is the most important, period, because that's the power. It makes the power. And then driver would be next. Okay. And the rectifier third, but they all make a difference. They all make a difference. You know, I'd go exactly opposite in the way that you said them. Power first, driver second, rectifier third. Salary man. What's salary man? Salad man? Salad fingers? You guys go on to the internet and search salad fingers. Okay. Just trust me on this. Again, Mikey goes to 11. This is a cartoon animation that takes it to freaking 11 in just terms of disturbed. Okay. If you dig that shit, which I do because I just love it, goes into the weird parts of my brain and tickles it. And Salad Finger can tickle that part of the brain with his salad fingers. Look up Salad Fingers online. And there's like 9 episodes or something like that. They might be on YouTube. They may not. You may have to go somewhere else. But look up Salad Fingers. When you're done with that, if you like Salad Fingers, then watch Big Mouth on like Netflix or whatever. And I didn't tell you about it. I can't have that on there. Totally incorrect adult humor, demented, sick, wrong in every way, but funny nonetheless. If you laugh at dark humor that is politically completely incorrect. Why don't you carry any horn speakers? It's a good question. I have some right now, and I looked at this brand, and I listened to them, and I just wasn't fully convinced. I like Fisher and Fisher better. So what I would have to do to really check these out, and this is my plan, I just haven't done it yet, is I've got some power amps that are 300B. The power amps I have now are GM 100s, so they don't need horns. They're single-ended triodes that don't need horns, okay? Typically, you got to have single-ended. I was like to the guy, I said, what amps sound best with your speakers? He said 300B. So I've got to get some 300Bs and try them out and then see if it's magic and whatever. I purvey magic. If it's not magic, I don't care what you want or you think you want. I only purvey magic. And if you want that which is not magic, then you need to buy that which is not magic from that which is not Mikey. Okay? Because I will only sell things that I feel are magic. So I haven't found a horn speaker that I felt is magic. The closest thing would be Avant-Garde. Some of these dealers, they are old school and they only want brick and mortar guys, and it's good because how else are brick and mortar going to stay in business unless they can only get certain brands? Certain brands are only going to sell to brick and mortar because they're legacy brands with legacy business models. Once somebody takes me on, they're blown away by the volume that I sell. So then I'm locked in. Like, for instance, Jeff Rowland or Playback Designs, they're a little leery at first. Who is this Mikey guy? We're not really sure. He's kind of crazy. He's kind of a black sheep. Then I'm ordering 12 MPD8s at a time every quarter. And they're like, oh my God, this guy has kicked ass on every sales rep. We used to have to pay that guy $200,000 a year and then commission. Mikey's doing this at no charge, and he's outselling our whole fucking network. So once people let me in, or they're smaller, and so in other words, what I'm getting at is some of these brands you have to play games with. You gotta be old school, and it's just so. I think Avant-Garde would have sold to me, but I can only take so many brands at a time, and I'm not gonna bum rush you guys into the market with a bunch of things. I have 2 other brands that you guys don't even know about that I've got in my other room that I haven't told you about yet, because I'm not going to bum rush the market, and I need to spend at least 6 months with these things, making sure that I want to sell them to you guys. So I'm stuck on horn speakers. Do I sell something that I don't use? I'm not a typical seller. I'm not a typical dealer that sells everything under the sun just so I can make a sale to you. I sell what I think is kick-ass, and then if that's not what you want, then I don't mind giving the sale to somebody else, because enough sales come to me anyways. I'm not worried about it, So carrying a horn speaker is kind of going into a realm of pigeonholed listening experience. Typically, horn speakers go with 2A3s, like somebody asked earlier. And then do I purvey that type of sound? Well, I'm not convinced that type of sound is freaking awesome. So I may just say buy it from somebody else that is convinced that that's awesome, because then you're just buying from people with integrity. Otherwise, it's like turntables, right? I don't sell turntables because I don't use them, and I would not introduce anybody into the hi-fi hobby with a turntable. I would never tell you you need to have a turntable to have good sound. I would never do that to you. First of all, it's a lie. Second of all, it is bringing you into a full rabbit hole. It's bringing you to a deep rabbit hole with freaking arms and cartridges and record cleaners and all this other shit. I could make so much money if I convince you that vinyl is the thing, right? But I just purely, I don't sell it because I don't believe that vinyl is the thing. So I'm not going to sell you something that I don't believe is the thing, because then I'm just going after the money. I'm not advising you like I would. I'm not advising you the way I would buy. So it's almost like, having a financial advisor. It's like, would I sell you a stock that I won't buy? Fuck no, I wouldn't sell you a stock that I wouldn't buy myself. So why would I sell you a turntable when I wouldn't use a turntable myself? I would respectfully say, that's cool that you like it. There's nothing wrong with it. But let me send you to the other guy who can sell you a turntable. And second of all, I don't know a lot about turntables. So I'm not going to try and sell something to you that I don't. I could ask and I could pick and I could get a great turntable. I could get a great Phonoprix, and trust me, they would be great because I could just ask people. But again, it would just be me trying to rope in more money. So taking horn speakers on is similar. It's like me just trying to rope an area of the market that I don't necessarily totally back and believe that it's the shit, in order to take your money. Same with headphones. I could make a mint probably selling headphones. So many people told me, oh my God, we sell so much headphones, so many headphone amps, blah, blah, blah. It's unbelievable how much we sell. I don't sell headphones. Why? Because I don't really like headphones. I don't use them myself. I use them for this, thing, but I don't use them myself. I don't enjoy headphone listening. I think it's if you live in a house and you don't need to be quiet, I think it's for me, it would be a waste of money because the audio rig sounds way better than the headphones to me. And I see people sometimes where they have 20 pairs of headphones and 8 different headphone amps, and then their main rig, they have a $3,000 fucking DAC. And you're like, dude, you're get rid of all this headphone shit and buy a fucking real DAC, and you'll get way more enjoyment. But instead they're using different headphones for different types of music and different headphone amps for different things. It's neurotic to me. It's just, if people are happy doing it, cool, but I can't advise people in that headspace because I'm not a neurotic, weird listener like that where I switch things out all the time. To me, I don't understand it. So I don't pitch it and I don't try. So I know that's a long answer to why I don't carry horn speakers, but it basically is I don't carry things that I don't use myself or that I don't think are smack dab the shit. If I don't know it's the shit, I'm not selling it. I'm just going to let somebody else sell it, and then I'm not on the line for it. I will only sell something that I can back you 100%. This is magic, guaranteed. This is going to do the trick, guaranteed. So that's why. Best track to impress a girl, make her cry. Oh man, okay. If you leave me now, you take away this something part of me. Ooh, baby, please don't go. That one, bum 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 bum. Chicago, right? If you leave me now, Chicago, right there, buddy. That's a good one. What's another one? It depends really on what you're going through in your life and like maybe your relationship with her and where you guys are, because there's certain things that will really move somebody depending on what they're going through, right? So if you're an astute music aficionado, you will understand that girl, okay, because you're about to impress a girl. You will understand where she is in your life, in her life, perhaps what she's going through, maybe how well you know her, and you can play songs that will strike a chord with her. That's about being aware and being aware of the person you're with. And you can and there's different tunes for different things, and but if you leave me now, it's not like, I guess the tune is about a guy worried that the girl is going to leave him, or maybe it's the other way around. But it even if you're not there, in the case of that song, it's a heartfelt song, and it's like another one is Hall and Oates, Sarah Smile. Sarah Smile. How does that start? I got the melody. I can't remember. Sarah Smile by Hall and Oates. There's probably about 6 or 8 Hall and Oates songs. Pull up Hall and Oates. You can pull up some of the Chicago, but Hall and Oates is almost a surefire. Hey, let me show you guys something. Look what I got from Revelry 1969. Look what that is. You see what that is? Eee! Mikey got his first Les Paul. My first electric guitar is a freaking Les Paul. Look at this top, man. You guys want to see something badass? Look at that shit right there. Woo! It's my first guitar. It ain't no Epiphone, man. It's a Gibson. Yep, because Mikey doesn't do shit partially. It's not quite 211. It's not a 1959 gold top, but it is a killer. And I have to get it all. It's not tuned yet, but I have to get it tuned, and then I'm gonna practice, and then I'm so stoked. This is my baby, man. I can feel its energy. I don't even know how to play guitar, but I'm destined to learn how. I'm destined to learn how to make this thing sing, man. I can't even imagine what it would be like to be able to have a melody in my head and express it in a guitar. That will be taking music, listening to a new level, because I'll be listening to something I'm creating, which, holy shit, that's a mind blower right there. But anyways, Mikey's new Les Paul. Look at that, baby. This thing is bad to the bone, baby. So I might have to get a couple more now for the collection. And what I got from another tribe member, if you guys can see, I'll turn over there. Look what's over. Can you? Oops, I don't have enough. But can you see down there? See that Marshall down there? That's from 1977. That's a Marshall 100-watt head. Obviously, that's for playing a stadium or some shit. I would tear my head off if that's inside the house. But I'll get a practice amp and learn on a practice amp, of course. So, okay. So yeah, Hall and Oates, man. Best track is Hall and Oates, man. You'll get some love. Play her a love ballad. That's like the best for girls. Journey. You could do some Journey, a love ballad. When the lights go down in the city, sun shines on the bay. I just want to be there. I can't even try to do that. But those are heartfelt. Just do a love ballad, man. You're solid every time. And then if you want to get down, there's you throw on Barry White, man, or Enya, kind of, or one of those, which is kind of like you're ready to get busy, you're ready to get serious, man. Hey Wes, what's up, buddy? What date am I going to be in Mystic? Who knows, brother? I don't travel on a schedule, man. I fly by the seat of my pants, brother. But the way it's going to work is, let's see, the show is on the show is on the 14th, 15th, and 16th. So I'll be in Jersey through that whole week. I might make it to Mystic like the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Yeah, because then I'm going to have to start heading back. Or it could be as late as the 28th is Thanksgiving, right? Or is it the 20? It's the 27th is Thanksgiving. Okay, shit. I'm going to have to be to Mystic on the weekend of Friday, 21, 22, 23. And then we're going to need to start heading back. So again, for you, Wes, 21, 22, 23, weekend after the show. That one, Brohamski. What's up, man? Oaktown in the house. Peace, man. Good to see you. I'm coming to see your ass sometime in Oakland, man. We're gonna roll through the Oaktown, man, and go to the jazz club. What is it down on the lake there? Yoshi's. We'll go to Yoshi's, man. I think Smoke a Lot of Puss was guessing what's in the box. It would be perfect timing if each toothpick came with a rolling paper, wouldn't it? Yeah. How good is that opera speaker with the EL34s? Okay, so an EL34 is an I see what you're asking me. How good does an opera speaker with an EL34 amp? I don't know how many EL34s and which opera speaker. You need to give me a lot more information, man. That's what, yep, he was. So you knew. I never saw the point to headphones in 2-channel listening. No, I don't get it either. I mean, I understand people commuting. I understand people where they can't listen. Some guys are like, my wife won't let me listen to shit. I'm like, wow, dude, really? Oh, bummer. Stand up, bitch. You know, I don't know. I'm just I'm kidding. I don't suggest any fights in the house, but yeah, so some guys got to keep it down at night. They can't play, so they have to have headphones. The other thing is if you're traveling or whatever, or you live, or the other thing too is that if you've only got $5,000 to spend on a whole audio system, you'll probably get more out of a $5,000 headphone rig than you will out of a 5,000. You definitely will get more out of a $5,000. So if you're on a real budget, you can go further with a headphone rig. You know, but even small monitors in a near field setup is better than headphones, in my opinion. Aren't you cornering yourself into selling to people who only like the same products that you like? Absolutely, I am. Yep, 100%. And people think I'm crazy for that, right? Like, because most dealers, you sell the guy whatever he thinks he wants. Okay. Well, I'm better at this than you are. Okay. I'm just going to be straight with you. I've been doing this as a career. I'm better at setting up hi-fi systems than you are. I'm more adept at it. I know what goes together better than you do. I know how to put it together quicker and faster and without any mistakes. You don't, okay? Unless you've been doing this full time, all the time, changing, exhibiting, building rooms for people for the last 20 years, like I have. I showed you a system today from like 15 years ago that I built. I've been doing this longer than you guys have. So what you're doing when you come to Mikey is you're coming to a Michelin chef. Okay. Now, if you prefer to go eat at the Cheesecake Factory will sell you whatever the fuck you want. You can get Asian food, you can get cheesecake, you can get Italian food, you can get pizza, you can get hamburgers, you can get egg rolls, you can get freaking whatever the fuck you want at Cheesecake Factory, right? And it's all pretty good. Honestly, it's not that bad stuff, but it's like a one size fits all. Cisco food truck pulls up and loads them up with their food. It's mediocre level, but you can get whatever you want. Okay. When you go to a Michelin chef, if you go to the highest level chefs, you get a prefix menu, right? You don't choose shit. You might get like one or two choices, like which meat do you want? Do you want the chicken or the beef, or some shit like that, right? But typically, if you go to omakase with shiburi food, right? You go to omakase, you don't pick shit, okay? You sit there and you shut up. I mean, obviously you don't shut up. You talk with the chef and all that kind of stuff, but you get what they serve you. And the reason you went there was because that guy is a badass chef, okay? The reason people come to me is when they want the badass setup, okay? And they're done with it. They don't want to think. They don't want to learn. They don't want to read the bullshit reviews and all the crap that's on the magazines and all the marketing. It's all marketing and fake anyways. When you want a badass system set up, you come to me and I make the decisions for you. You just sign the check. That's it. And then you enjoy when we're done. Okay. And I guarantee my results 100%. And if you don't like what I suggested, you get all your money back. You don't pay any restock fees. I don't play any games. Okay. And I've got 150 customers that will give you feedback and testimonials to tell you they've never felt like they got their money's worth until they met me and I started selling them stuff. Now, I'm not saying other people can't do it, okay? I'm just saying I specialize in making sure that people are over the moon happy with what they do. So I have to be a specialist. I can't be a generalist, okay? There's plenty of generalists out there that plenty of generalists. Oh shit, man. It's time for me to leave to get to the show. It's plenty of generalists out there that will sell you whatever they got in their back, room. You're going to say, I want a DAC for 20 grand. They got 3 different DACs for 20 grand. And, oh, well, let's see. What do we have in the back? Oh, we're sold out of this one, but we've got these 2. So they're going to tell you the ones that are in stock are the best ones because they're going to try and get your impulse buy. Okay. What I do is if my $26,000 DAC is sold out, your ass waits. Okay. And if you can't wait for it, then you're just not going to get something of this quality. That's all there is to it. It's like a Ferrari. We don't have the Ferraris in stock right now, the one that you want, or a Porsche GT3. You're going to fucking wait for your GT3. They don't have it sitting there waiting for you. Okay. Because it's just that good. So you have to wait. I'm selling right now MPD. Well, I've got 2 new MPD8s, but I've already taken 2 deposits for March of next year. So I'm a specialist, and that's why. And you're right. I am. It's not cornering myself. It's what it's doing is it's specializing and honing my skills. I deliver a certain deliverable that is not diluted. The second you go to a normal dealer that has all 15, 25, 35 different brands of speakers, all this shit, you're diluting your specialty. You're no longer a specialist. You're a generalist. You're just selling somebody generally what's going to work in their rig. You're not specializing and making sure that you sell something that is absolute at the top of the game. So yes, you're right. I am definitely cutting out I'm honing it down to a narrow area of who I sell to and what I sell. And it's worked very well for me because people want a specialist at some point. Some people like to learn it all themselves. Go learn it with somebody else. If you want to learn it all yourself or whatever, if you want to cut to the chase, people call me up and go from 0 to $100,000 or $150,000 systems, and they've never bought a rig before. Okay. And they've never heard it, and they've never met me except for seeing me on YouTube. This has never happened in hi-fi. This is the first time it's happened, and I'm breaking the ground with it, and it's working for me. So, but yeah, it is not commonly the way to do it. You're right. No, what did you think? I forget the title. Alabama feels so right. Okay, there you go. If I could just hold you again. Okay, everybody's kicking in. The song's Baby Hair with Woman's Eye. Baby hair with woman's eye. Is that what it is? It's sick, Mikey. Congrats. Right on, buddy. You have my phone number or my phone number? I do, S. I got it. Zig a dig. I'm coming down to Georgia mid-January to do some bourbon hunting. Good place. Yeah. Where it's really good is Tennessee. Divorce time if I can't jam. I'm the same way, brother. I'm old school boss provider. My woman doesn't work. I completely 100% support her. And she can do whatever she wants. She can have whatever she wants, but there is no getting in the way of what I want. Both my 470Ms have the same serial number. Is that an error? No, it's not. The serial numbers are in pairs. There's a serial number for pairs. Okay, now I'm hangry. I know, right? All you have to do is start talking about it. Sound canceling headphones are the shit for mowing the yard. Yeah, absolutely. Or airplanes. Only situation I ever use them. There you go. Yep, Tennessee. You know it, man. I mean, that's where Lynchburg is, right? What show are you seeing? It's called what is it, Jorleni? What's the band? The new Master Sounds. It's jazz funk killer shit. Like, it's going to be a boogie down session. So that is the music show tonight. The new Master Sounds. Just look it up. The new Master Sounds on YouTube, and you'll see it's going to be a boogie down. I'll take a video. I'll do a video short, but I got to scram now. It's time for me to go. Show starts in 15 minutes. So I will see you all later. Thanks everybody for joining. See you on, I don't know, I'll be on the road on Wednesday. I'll try and do it from my phone. All right. See you.